Hey everyone, this is Dawn and welcome back to my channel. It has been a couple of weeks, I think, since I have been on here, so I am coming on to share a few things. I have done a little bit of creating. As I've mentioned before, I'm part of a group over on Instagram. There's 4 of us, and I haven't even posted these on my Instagram. I have within our little group, but these are my #CraftyDare projects for the last couple of weeks, and I actually need to get them posted. But we have a little challenge where we get 3 prompts and we post on Friday what we created, and it can be whatever you want unless they tell you something specific. So this was a postcard theme, used spatter, and a spring theme. So I used 2 pieces of paper with this little postcard stamp and put that together. So this of course made me think of the spring. Add a little lace, a little gem. I have some ribbon, you know, with these leaves, this kind of ribbon, and I trimmed the leaves off, and I created this little faux flower on the corner. This is the back. I think that, I don't know what kind of paper that is. I love papers that have like those collage themes on them. I love them. So that was one. And then this was supposed to be a note card, which I just used an A2 size card. There's nothing on the inside. But we were supposed to use a garden tool and a spring sentiment. And I don't have anything crafty, I think, with garden tools. So I pulled this out of an old vintage kind of garden themed book, just a little trowel. This background paper was like a little collage that was all one piece. I don't know if this is a Tim Holtz or something else. Yeah, of course, use this little floral spring sentiment. Spring is in the air. So yeah, note card tool and a spring sentiment, little piece of lace and a little button and twine. So that was my little note card. And then this I created just Thursday night. We posted it yesterday. I used an envelope because it was a postage theme, and I think this is Tim Holtz paper. And we were supposed to use 3 layers. Postage, numbers, and 3 layers. So this background paper, of course, the Tim Holtz, I added this little blue floral piece, and I just kind of ripped it, tore it down, and then added this little number. So there's 1, 2, 3 layers, 4 if you want to count the typewriter, 5 if you want to count the envelope. Just had this, I think this was some ephemera from Hobby Lobby, add a little enamel heart. So those are my little shares that I've created recently. And then the main thing that I wanted to hop on and share was this wonderful, wonderful happy mail that I received from Sybil B. If you are not familiar with her, which I cannot believe, I'm going to post her channel in the link, the link to her channel, say it right, in the description box below. And Sybil does beautiful, beautiful coloring, and I am so proud to have one of her cards. And she told me this card had something in common with me. We are both redheads, and I see all the dimension in her coloring and the layers. I kind of fake it to make it look good on a card, and I just think this is wonderful. I can just see all the layers of shading. So thank you so much, Sybil. And the main reason she sent me this little package of goodies is she was watching me create my January junk journal challenge that I was in, and I've been a crafter for a long time. In the last few years, I haven't crafted much at all. I try to kind of keep my pulse on it with Instagram, but I needed my pickup tool was kind of worn out, and I could not put my hands on an awl, and I know I have a pokey tool and an awl somewhere around here, so I should have opened this, but it's got a maybe I won't struggle with it too much. Let's open it and look at it in person. Oh, and it's got a pickup tool on one end and the pokey tool on the other, and a little replacement piece here. So how wonderful. Sybil, thank you so much for this. This will definitely make life easier, and I will use it with love. From Sybil. How wonderful. That's actually quite a substantial pokey tool. That's perfect for a junk journal. Make your little holes for your pamphlet stitch or whatnot. Thank you, Sybil, so very much. And then, of course, she couldn't just send me the little tool. She sent some wonderful little goodies. Some, oh, I opened up this paper. I'll show you that too. She sent me some wonderful little stamps here. These are a quote collection. I'm not sure who this one is from. And of course, she's got all the little storage envelopes. How wonderful. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. Helen Keller, Joyce Meyer, Abraham Lincoln, Robert Frost. These are a couple of stamp sets from Our Daily Bread regarding prayer and encouragement and comfort. How wonderful. God understands our prayers even when we can't find the words to say them. I always find myself in a situation with grief or whatnot, you know, it's like, oh, it's about people, you know, there are no words, and so many times there are not. And of course, the Holy Spirit intercedes for us. So gorgeous. Thank you. And then there was one more. This one here, Paper Tray Ink, Psalm Reflections. This must be July. There must be a little series of these. And I like the size of this. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Psalm 119, 105. Me and my brother were actually talking about this verse maybe a month or so ago. And thank you, Sybil. I really like that a lot. I like the font and the size of it for sure. And then it was so funny, these couple of items that she had sent me as well. This stack of paper she sent me, I was just looking at it and thought I'd put it back together. I was looking at it again. I looked at it last night too. But this Everyday Junk by Photoplay, this has been on my scrapbook.com cart, and this paper pad has been in my scrapbook.com cart. So I was like, oh my goodness. And you know, I don't know, do you guys do how I do? You go shopping online, and I put all this stuff on my cart, and then I figure out what do I want the most to get the price within my budget, you know? So how wonderful. So wonderful ephemera. And then this beautiful Spring Splatter Brutus Monroe paper collection. I love this cabbage color here. It's kind of nice that they say they coordinate with, Stampin' Up! Used to have a color called Garden Green. This might be a little bit lighter than that, but I loved that shade. I was sad when it retired. This might be one of my very favorite pieces of this. This here too, love. These are just gorgeous. This here's wonderful. I love these colors. And I love these kind of like faux mixed media backgrounds. I am always kind of like a wannabe mixed artist. I think it's repeating again. Look at these blues. Yeah, I'm kind of always a wannabe mixed media artist. And I have things where I can do things that I've dabbled here and there, but when it's already on the paper ready for me to go, I love it, love it, love it. And then she sent a stencil. I have a handful of stencils. I don't use them often, but she thought this might be good in a junk journal, which I don't disagree. And I can also, like the fish scales, you know, I'm in Central Florida. I have tons and tons and tons of like summer and water paper themes and stuff like that. So I think that's lovely. Thank you so much, Sybil, and especially she called it. She goes, Dawn needs this. So how wonderful. And then last but not least, I've been schlepping these couple of books around here for a while. This I picked up at the Goodwill. No, maybe just another thrift store. This one I did get at the Goodwill. But I was gonna, I love to buy little books, and sometimes I want to use them in journals or different things. I love a little book, and this is called God's Purpose, a book of 365 daily sermonettes for home worship. And I think this was from 1939. And when I actually started reading some of these, they are just really lovely. So I just wanted to share that. And then this one here, I did pick up at Goodwill, 365 Days of Prayer for Depression and Anxiety. I don't really consider myself depressed and anxiety, but my brain is weary. I am a caregiver for my mother. She's got Alzheimer's, and my mother's kind of always been a tough person. But as she's gotten older, we deal with a lot of anger. I deal with a lot of verbal abuse, and it's daily, and the sundowners at nighttime. It's a lot. It's a lot. And then we are good. My sister and brother were able to, you know, she lives here most of the time, but we're able to trade, not trade off, but, you know, we have weekends set where me and my husband, we will get a break. So that helps tremendously, tremendously. And we also have gone through a very tough season of grief, especially the November 3rd, 2022, when it all started. And then I don't know if I'll share this story, but there was quite a crazy story. My sister-in-law had passed, and then my brother passed 2 days later on the morning of my daughter's wedding, and we were actually not able, we actually did not tell her, and she had a beautiful wedding, but there was a lot entailed there. And then we lost 3 more family members, all with 6 in a year and a half. And the next was my father-in-law, who was 86 years old. And then I had an uncle who, he was in his 70s, barely 70s, but it was a crazy story there. And then his son had passed in a motorcycle accident So my aunt has had a lot as well. But anyways, not to share all of that, but this was such a wonderful devotion today, and I thought I would share it. You know, we're still getting over a lot of things and missing these people in our lives so very much. My sister-in-law was 42 and my brother was 51, and oh, and then, oh goodness, yeah, Iris's brother had passed too at 35, not too many months after she had passed. So anyways, there's a whole lot. There's been a whole lot, which is kind of some of the reasons that I have been away from YouTube for a while. And then I've just been craving being a little more creative and getting back into my things. And my husband is happy for me. He's like, that helps just take my mind off of a lot of things. Anyways, I am just rambling here. So I thought I would read this wonderful devotional, Joy and Comfort. When anxiety was great within me, your consolation brought me joy, which is Psalm 94:19. Thank you, Lord, that I am not left alone to be swept up by my sorrow and anxieties. In the middle of the chaos and confusion, your spirit ministers to me with peace and comfort. Your presence is not an idea, it is the tangible experience of your nature. Your comfort covers me like a blanket. Your love fuels me like a stoked fire. May my heart be one with yours in the communion of fellowship with the Spirit as I invite you to move in my soul, however messy. I find that you simultaneously fill me and make space. I find the support I desire. You always know exactly what I need even before I do. As you console me, I find that my heart can rest in you. My goodness, my soul, however messy. That's how I feel a lot of the times. Loving God, you are the support I desperately need. I have looked for consolation elsewhere, but nothing satisfies me like you do. Meet me in your presence that floods my mind with peace and my heart with hope. I rely on you, God. So I hope if somebody needed that today, that it finds you. And I don't stop and read these every day, but I've generally got them with me and I take them back and forth to work. And if I find a minute, I will stop and read. And so that's been wonderful. Sybil B, thank you so much for your lovely kindness. And I guess I will see everyone in the next video. Take care.